Alright, what's up you guys? I just want to apologize. This video is kind of all over the place. It takes place from a couple nights after I arrived home after getting the wheels. I started test fitting the wheels, and I found out that I'm gonna have to do a lot of modifying to my calipers. So this video is kind of periodically throughout the week. Just like an hour here, 2 hours here, before and after work. So I didn't really take like a full day to do major work. So yeah, this video is kind of all over the place. It's literally just like bits and pieces. So my apology. But yeah, this video, we pretty much get to test fitting the wheels. Right now the car is 3 wheels on. I have 1 more to do. And then we spray painted the center waffles for the wheels, and I kind of just took it for a cruise. I think we added camber to the rear. So out of my list of things that need to be done to this car, I got pretty much nothing done. So it is Saturday, so I'm actually going to be out in the garage today. I'm going to start a new video, and I'm actually going to put a good couple hours in. And yeah, next weekend we have NOWO. So I have pretty much today, tomorrow, and then whatever I can do throughout the week next week before NOWO. Alright, so when I said that I had a fear of them hitting the brakes, that's exactly what's happening. So this is with a, I believe 15 and a 3. So to be honest, I feel like if I threw a 20 mil, it'd be good. But honestly, I don't even want to run spacers, but I have to at this point, because of how flat the discs are. So I'm just gonna take a grinding wheel and make a little groove, just a little bit, and see if that helps. Otherwise, I need 20mm spacers. Alright, so I just took the grinding wheel. Let's see if that's enough. I didn't even want to have to do this, but like I said, I'm not even trying to run spacers with these wheels, but obviously I need to. So the less the better though, because I'm not trying to have these wheels poking way out. All right, where do I even begin? So I'm in a dilemma right now. These wheels are definitely not the specs that I anticipated on. So we're definitely having some fitment issues. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys see it for yourself, but this is how we're sitting, pretty much aired out, and with let me see, so this is it. Yeah, it looks sweet. If I was static, I could definitely make that work. But the fact that I'm on bags, it's not gonna work. So right now, back there, we have a 15mm on top of a 3mm. So that's 18mm, and the hardware right here is still rubbing the caliper a little bit. So I ordered some 20mm spacers, but the problem with that is, look at the poke. Definitely not ideal. So that's where I'm at with this. Same with the rear. Also running 15 on top of a 3, so it's 18mm. And look at the poke. So yeah, the rear end should be pretty simple though. So this is actually, look at the quarter panel. So the quarter panel could be rolled out a little bit. That ain't no big deal. And also, I think I'm gonna shave down the caliper a little bit, maybe about 2 mil, 3 mil, to where I can run just a 15 millimeter. So if I take out that 3 mil, I'll be on 15, so that'll bring in the wheel just a little bit more. And then I'm also thinking about adding maybe 1 or 2 degrees camber in the back. So right now it's -6. And I wouldn't mind going about -8. I feel like that would be all right. So adding camber in the rear, shaving caliper, and reducing spacer by 3 millimeter, that should do the trick. So the rear I'm not really worried about. It's the fronts. The fronts, it's a whole dilemma. So my extensions on the bottom are pulled all the way out right now, and then the top hats are pushed all the way in. So my camber up front is maxed out. The only way to achieve more camber up front would be to run angled sleeves, and the PSI bags they just don't take angled sleeves. They don't thread high enough on the bag to where when I air out, like if I were to air out with angled sleeves, this would pretty much be aired out. So that wouldn't work either. So it just sucks. Like I said, these specs aren't really dream specs. Like I said, I knew I was gonna have a little bit of issues, but I didn't think I was gonna have this big of issues. So I don't know, I'm kind of up in the air right now. I really don't know. Currently have 6 days until NOO, so that means I need to get crunching. I just made a little list of everything that I need to do before NOO. So we need to fit the new BBSs, and to make the BBSs fit, we need to shave down the calipers. We need to try our new spacers. So I ended up getting some 20 millimeter spacers. I did not want to have to run 20 millimeter. But I think that's what we're gonna have to run in the front. Not 100% sure yet. I need to finish the rear camber. I ended up adding 2 degrees to the rear. Also, we need, after I finished all the camber and all the fitment, then we need to do an alignment on the front and the back. After that, I want to run an exhaust line from my airlift manifold, because right now I have the manifolds in the trunk and the exhaust is just dumping into the car, and every time I air out it kind of stinks. So I'd like to run a line outside of the car. We also need to spray paint the waffles on the BBSs. So as you've seen, they're gold, and the other wheels are in the centers are like kind of like this gray. I have my projector headlights that I would like to install just to change up the front end a little bit. We'll see if I get to that. Otherwise, the wheels are the most important. That's like my #1 goal, is to run these wheels to NOO. And then if I have time, I might try to install the front mount intercooler. I'm not 100% sure. That's definitely a maybe. But yeah, we have a lot to do. This list is longer than I anticipated, but I think we'll be able to knock it out. Like I said, I got 6 days. I work 5 of these 6 days. Hopefully I can just pick away at it little by little, but we'll see. I added more camber to this side. Thing is, I think my toe is out, but then again, now that I look at it, I might have it on point. I'm not 100% sure. I think we're golden. I mean, toe looks pretty straight. I think we're good. Like I said, I added a little bit more camber back here. Can't really tell, but yeah, it's the front that we're really struggling with. You know, I will say for 40 bucks on eBay, this is actually a pretty high quality spacers for 20 millimeter and hardware. Like hardware is even like wrapped up all nice. 40 bucks. Maybe I'll leave the link in the description. I don't know, for the money, because like I looked it up on Amazon, and the cheapest spacers on Amazon 20 millimeter were $70. So I just hopped on eBay real quick, and these were the first ones that popped up, and they were like 40 bucks. So I was like, all right, shoot, why not? So I thought it's pretty cool. I'm just looking through these instructions just because I was like, maybe there's a sticker or something. But look at it. They ended up using a Jazz Blue 20th anniversary for the demonstration. Thought that was pretty cool. All right, guys, just a little update. Last night I was out here for about an hour, and we got this boy spinning. So that is with the 20 millimeter spacer though, but I feel like once we air out, it'll be cambered in. And then also I primered these, so we're about to scuff these down a little bit and then lay some paint down. All right, so if you guys haven't seen before my previous video of adding camber, it's pretty much the same concept. What we're going to be doing is taking this cap off, take the wheel bearing nut off, take the caliper off, take the carrier off, take the rotor off, and then take the axle spindle off. And then what we're going to do is take them drop plates off, and then we're going to add washers behind the drop plate to add more camber and to try to adjust the fucking train. All right, so now we're down to the bare axle beam. Obviously we have our drop plate right here. See, our drop plate is at an angle. It is toe corrected, but if we're adding more camber, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add 2 washers on the bottom right, and then I'm gonna add 1 washer on the top right to kick out the toe a little bit. So, because obviously the more camber you add, the more toe it's gonna toe in more and more. So you gotta make up for camber, I guess. So like I said, I'm gonna add 2 washers right here, 1 washer right here, and I think I did 1 washer on the other side just so there's not a big gap. But yeah, so we're gonna angle it out and that way. Film it, but if you look, this is like reflex silver with some blue flake in it, so that would be super hard to replicate. So what I did is I did the reflex silver on top first, did 3 coats of reflex, and then I have this dark gray metallic, and I just literally let it just lightly dusted over it just to give it that darker like look. And I think I'm gonna do 1 more coat of that darker over it, but otherwise I'll say that's a decent match. It's not gonna be 100% perfect, but it's definitely gonna be better than the gold.